And I want to notice out at the outset, every once in a while, we need to come back to 30,000 feet and look at the Bible and how it got made, and especially in this case, how the Gospels got made. And so here are parallels with Luke, and you'll notice that every part of what we're going to talk about tonight has a has a parallel in Luke, other than the very last verse, which we'll handle when we get to it. But it's not verbatim in all these cases, but there is enough relationship to think that since Mark has none of this, that Matthew and Luke share either a source that they're both using or one is looking at the other. And I've mentioned before the Q source, the Quelle, which is German for source, that it has been hypothesized as a thing that Matthew and Luke had together that had a whole lot of sayings in it, and that both the author of the Gospel of Matthew and the author of the Gospel of Luke have drawn from. So their parallels, Luke is Q is defined as the stuff that's not in Mark that is parallel in Matthew and Luke. So this part of what we're reading tonight, biblical scholars for a long time have assigned to the Q source or had to hypothesize that one saw the other. All right. Now, that's inside baseball stuff, and not all of you are interested in it, but it's worth asking at every turn, how did these gospels get made? And when we think of authorship, what were the raw materials on the table of these gospel authors? And I have it came up in chat last week in the after chat that there were for a long time people who thought that, for instance, Mark has a whole lot of nice stories on his table, and as Carl Ludwig Schmidt put it at the turn of the 20th century, he just put pearls on a string. There wasn't any organizing principle to it. That was in the early 20th century. That was a leading hypothesis about how this went, because they got all source happy and didn't look at the build or the narrative, the way that the Gospels have a beginning, middle, and end. Later in the 20th century, that realization came to more focus. The realization that these authors didn't just kind of toss things in and put them in because they were there. They had reasons to put them in the order they put them in. You and I have talked about whether this stretch of Matthew was given as one sermon or as a collection of many teachings and brought together, right? Well, this is the arena in which biblical scholars have played for a long time.